They brought their children and all sorts of food, making it more of a picnic than a funeral. The morning after the funeral, Tom and Huck went to their secret place on the hill to have an important talk. Huck had learned all about Tom's adventure from Mr. Welsh and the widow Douglas, and now Huck wanted to explain to Tom all that had happened to him. I was standing watch outside the tavern, Tom, just like we agreed, and I followed Injun Joe and his partner when they left. I overheard their terrible plans for the widow Douglas, so I ran to Mr. Welsh and begged him to save her. That was great, Huck, said Tom, but why didn't you want anyone to know how brave you were? Because even though the widow Douglas was saved, Injun Joe had escaped. This is the picture that we're coming to next. Tom nodded. He understood exactly how Huck had felt, but that was done, and Tom wanted to discuss the subject that had been on his mind for weeks, the treasure. Huck, he said, that money was never in room number 2 at the tavern. What? Huck searched his friend's face for some sort of clue. Tom, have you got on the track of that money again? Huck, it's in the cave. Huck's eyes blazed. Say it again, Tom, he cried. The money's in the cave. Tom, are you serious? Do you promise you aren't kidding about this? I'm serious, Huck. Will you go in the cave with me and help get it out? You bet I will. That is, I will if we can do it without getting lost. Huck, we can do it without the least little bit of trouble. I promise you that. We'll need some bread and meat, a few strong bags, and 3 balls of kite string. Also, plenty of matches. The boys gathered their supplies, and a little after noon, they got underway. When they were close to the opposite shore of the river, Tom pointed high up on the hillside. This way. And said, now you see this bluff. It looks like all the others, but there's a small white mark up there. See it, Huck? That's one of my marks. We'll get ashore now. The boys pulled the raft on shore, and Tom showed Huck the tiny cave opening hidden behind a thick clump of bushes. Huck was impressed. The hole would have been impossible to find without Tom. They climbed through the hole and entered the cave. Tom took the lead, and they made their way to the far end of the tunnel. As they passed the spring, Tom felt a shudder go through him.